Hey guys, how's it going? This is Ben Zogby with HighStrike Trading. Today we're going to be going over my strategy for filtering through, scanning for, and picking stocks to trade. So yes, I will let you copy my strategy for free today. Not something I typically go into depth with, something like this, but today we'll give it out. We'll let you know what I'm thinking. So the first step when you're picking stocks to trade is developing a good system for scanning and filtering through stocks that exist. Now, the easiest way to do this is to establish a master watch list of between 50 and 100 stocks. Now, there's a few different criteria that you want to have on these stocks. You want these stocks to be priced between $15 and $200, right? This is the sweet spot, at least in my opinion, for prices of stocks that are going to give you the best bang for your buck. And in terms of bang for your buck, I mean the highest profit offerings throughout the day. We want to look for stocks that are moving anywhere between 3 and 5% in their intraday swings, right? So as a day trader, you look for stocks that have, offer you the potential for you to buy that stock and then sell it at a higher price later in the day. But you want the difference, the average difference or the regular difference between those two prices to be at least 3 to 5% away from each other, because the reality is of it, guys, you're not going to get the entire swing. And in order to shoot for 1 to 2% per day as your goal, we want to make sure that we're being offered more than that, right? So $15 to $200, making sure those stocks are moving at least 3 to 5% daily, making sure that they have good price action. And then the last one, guys, that we're going to look for is stocks that have at least 500,000 average daily volume. And you can determine this in a couple different ways. Some brokers will literally tell you the average daily volume, and some will have candles that each have the volume underneath the candle. What I want you to do is go to the 180-day 4-hour chart and look at what the two intraday candles, the volumes are at the bottom of those candles and what they add up to. If it's more than 500,000, preferably even over 1 million, that's the best stock that you're going to want to look for. This is going to do a few things for you. One is going to make sure that there are other people out there in the market that are willing to take that stock off your hands when it comes time to sell. You want to make sure that there's ample people that have their buy orders in. You can send your buy order and like that, it'll be filled. The other thing, guys, is that when you want to make sure that you're not giving up too much money to the spread. And what I mean by this is stocks that have a pretty low volume, there's less supply and more demand. So you're going to have to buy it from someone at a little bit higher price than, is marked as the market price, right? And that's called a bid-ask spread. In general, we buy the ask and sell the bid, and sometimes there's a difference between those numbers. So if you're buying the ask up here, you might have to sell the bid down here if this is the spread, and then you might already lose a little bit of profit to the bid-ask spread. So we want to make sure that the stock has enough volume that bid-ask spread is really tight. You can even check on the bid-ask spread itself, but in general, stocks with over 500,000 average daily volume are going to have the best bid-ask spread. All right, so all three of these criteria are going to go into making your 50 to 100 stock master watch list. And now you're going to keep this on the side panel of your broker. If you use TD Ameritrade like I do, you can just type in each of these stocks in their respective slots, and they're just going to stay forever on your watch list. And so once you have 50 to 100 stocks, then you're going to look at this daily and weekly. So every, call it Sunday night, just sit down and pick out between 10 and 20 of these 50 to 100 stocks that you see the most value in throughout the upcoming week. And what this is going to do is actually narrow down your list, 10 to 20 stocks that you can really focus on that week. You're also going to look day to day at these stocks and make sure that you're picking the ones that offer the best day to day value. That's the next step. But filtering through the stocks to make 10 to 20 that you're able to pick through each week is going to simplify your day-to-day process. So now comes the fun part. So day to day, when you're sitting down, combing through that daily watch list, what you want to do is sort them with the highest gainers on top. And now, in general, we want to look for stocks that are moving anywhere between 5 and 50% per day. 50% is a lot of money for a stock to increase, but they sometimes are out there. But in general, typically the sweet spot being 5 to 10% gain. Trust me, these stocks are out there. They are easy to find if you have them on your master watch list, especially if you have 100 stocks on your watch list. You just sort them, and then you're going to see the cream of the crop up top with 5 to 10% daily gain. So each morning you wake up, filter your stocks, and look for the biggest gainers of the day. These are called your momentum stocks. Now, there are so many different ways to actually filter through your stocks and choose ones to trade, but the first thing I'd recommend you guys doing is making sure that you're looking at the stocks that are already up the most. And this is not a 100% foolproof strategy. It just is a strategy that works more times than not for me, and is something worth sharing. So After you have those daily gainers, you're gonna look for the morning momentum of the stock. So typically we'd like to see a nice fat green candle as the first green candle. We'd love to see, the buyers showing up, carrying that momentum, continuing to go forward. The best opportunity to make money on a stock is on something that has a lot of momentum going up. You buy it midway through the momentum and you catch the second half of the momentum. The first part of the momentum is your confirmation, saying, yes, this is going up. And then the second part of the momentum is saying, yes, we're continuing to go up. We're going to make profit from here to here. That's the second part of the momentum. Now, after that, guys, comes the easy part. You're literally just going to take your position, on a well-informed position like we just talked about, set your stop loss, set your take profit, and then execute your plan that you make beforehand. Now, it's really important to remember that as you're making that master watch list of yours, you're going to want to keep that up to date. So I recommend sitting down either weekly or monthly, combing through those 50 to 100 stocks, adding stocks that you may have heard about during the week, doing research on them, not just buying things because you heard about them, but doing research on them, adding them to your watch list if it makes sense, if they meet the 3 criteria, right? Average daily volume of 500,000 or more, good price action, 3 to 5% average daily profit offering, and price between $15 and $200. And also you can remove stocks on your list that, maybe aren't fitting that criteria anymore. Some stocks drop off in volume drastically after, a big news story breaks and people are not interested in trading them anymore. You could take it off your watch list. Just make sure that watch list is up to date and reflecting the most valuable stocks. 50 to 100, again, you could go over 100, you could be under 50, that's okay. As long as you feel like you have a good list and that you feel like you can daily pick stocks off of that list that are gonna offer you opportunity for profit. So guys, that's pretty much simplified my strategy for picking stocks, choosing your master watch list, combing through it each week, combing through those each day, picking good stocks to trade. Hopefully you got some value out of this video. Please toss it a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you in the next video.